Greetings. This is Arvette McLean with Speak, the Universe Listens. New ways to view age-old challenges. Change your thoughts, change your life. Step into the bigness of you.
So what's something that you guys like that you thought about doing that you just haven't done, like you procrastinated on like really doing it?
You going first?
Yeah, I can. I'll tell y'all the one that's been happening for me recently. It's so I'm working on this project at work, right? And it requires me to like talk to people who I don't usually speak to. And so I just keep dragging my feet on doing that actually. And I find like every reason to not really reach out to the people yet. But also, I don't really feel like I'm procrastinating because part of me also feels like, no, I'm listening to myself and something's telling me this ain't the right time to talk yet. And so I just keep getting prepared for the right time instead. But that's something that I feel like kind of goes to that.
For me, it's writing scripts. Like I have a couple of TV show ideas in my head, and I just never write them.
Really?
Yeah, and so I think for me it's just not knowing how to start in my mind. Like I feel like I don't know how to start, what it looks like, any of that. So I just don't do it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So, of course I want to comment on both of those. But my thing, full transparency, so it's been going on for a couple of years now. So, I don't even know how far back to start. Do I start from the beginning or start from the present? But anyway, I am just not happy with my weight. And I keep saying, okay, I'm going to give my focus to all the beautiful things about my body that I love. And so I say that every day, and then every day I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're just so fat.
And then we always be like,
Oh, but thank y'all for saying that. But yeah, so that's one thing that I've been, I guess, procrastinating, but I'm thinking like this is happening for me, that I'm having this experience because I'm always like, only thing you gotta do is step into your power. All you gotta do is look at something good. Only thing you gotta do, and so like I was already aware of this, that I can say that, but I haven't always felt that. I haven't always felt it was easy to just step into my power and all that. And so I think sometimes I might forget that it's not just that easy for everybody just to show themselves love and show them, I guess, look out to the world and seek love, look out to the world with loving eyes, look at this thing that seems like this terrible thing that's happening to you and just be like, oh, that's just beautiful. This is happening for me. So I think that, because of course, I had that ongoing knee issue as well. So it's like a realization that, okay, it's not easy. I mean, it is easy, but it's not easy, right? And so I'm so busy looking at what is that I have not focused on what I want. And I keep, every morning I said, okay, I'm going to write it down this morning so that I can, be like, oh, I love my skin and I love, that my body can, I can run for miles. And, I always say I'm going to do it and then I just don't.
I think mine is pretty much at one time I'm good now, but on my words of wisdom page, it's like everything that's in my mind. I got to the point at one time I was bad with writing, so I started doing it, and I became better at it. And so everything that's on my mind, I put it through on my page. So the biggest part was when somebody brought up to me like, you should have just recorded yourself, and I'm like, I don't want everybody to see me. I like to be behind the scenes. I'd rather just express my thoughts through paper, and it was like it was very challenging for me to get from being behind the scenes to being fully in the spotlight. So.
Man, it's funny you say that because I've been currently thinking about that. With doing this and posting clips and stuff. So the other day, I come into work, and the lady's like, "Oh my God, I seen you speaking on the podcast, and the way you spoke and what you were saying was so powerful and this and that," and it instantly made me like uncomfortable because I'm like I don't know, like I'm trying to change the subject because I don't want everybody hearing this. I don't know what was making me uncomfortable about it, but I know that the feeling was like, let me go back behind the scenes, like you said, and I don't want everybody knowing, I don't know. But yeah, it's funny you said that because it made me think, like I'm currently trying to figure that out.
I think it's not that you got a bad message. You say good stuff that what people would like to hear. It's just more of it's like the spotlight. Just the spotlight.
But yeah, as far as making time for things we want to do, I feel like lately I've been telling myself I'm gonna do it when I feel I'm ready to do it, like when I'm feeling to do it. Because if I don't do it when I feel I want to do it, then it's not. I don't feel like that's gonna be the best product or whatever the case I'm doing. Yeah. So to me lately, I've been like, yeah, I'm gonna do it when I really feel that I want to put my energy into it, and not just do it because I'm trying to set a goal or whatever the case may be, but I want to really do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
That's interesting. You said that too. Like I'm learning a foreign language, like I'm learning Spanish. So it's something that I always thought about doing, but I have never ever did it. And
That's another one of mine.
it's another one, and it's just like the benefit of it is because in the field that I'm in, a lot of people talk Spanish. So I'm like, dang, that'd be nice to have on my belt.
Yeah.
So I never did it because I'm like always procrastinated on it, and now I'm doing it. But I'm doing it because I want to do it. It's nothing forced upon me to do it, and I learned that I'm continuously doing it on a everyday basis. So that's something that made me feel good.
Now you're making time for it.
Yeah, making time for it.
So, I guess a lot of times I get confused about what you guys both say in terms of, on the one hand, I feel like when the time is right, that's when you do it, right? Like when you feel moved to do it. Because a lot of times we'll set goals and then we'll force our way to it. But then I feel like there are times when it's things you want to do, but you just never do it. And so, like I could force myself to do it and then it'll get done. Or I could wait until I feel like doing it and then it might not ever get done. So that's the fear. I think that's the fear that I personally would have. It's like, oh, it might not ever get done. But I think the key to it is if it's something that you want to do, then you just see yourself as doing it. And then when the time is right, it will come through.
And that was gonna be my response to you, that if it's something that I just never get to, then I feel like I didn't really want to do it, or my energy wasn't really there to do it.
So I don't know. I don't know, because I think that there are things that you really want to do and you just never do it. I can think of plenty of people who want to travel, and then they're like 70 years old, and they're like, I always wanted to travel my whole life. I just never got around to it. Or you hear so many people, you know, saying on their deathbed, I wish I had money or whatever. But I think we don't see like, you can have something you want to do, but you do no activation of it. Like, you just don't activate it in yourself. So I think the activation, being actively pursuing it, even though you're not doing anything, it's a thought that's happening in your mind. Like, you're thinking about it, you're seeing yourself doing it. Yeah, so it's not just, I want to do it and then never think about it ever again. It's like, I want to do it and then having some love around it. And then your higher self will go out in front of you and work it out for you. And so kind of like what you're saying, like I need to talk to these people, but I'm not feeling it right now. But at the same time, I'm thinking because the time isn't right. Because it's like your higher self is going out, making these people like, okay, I'm ready to, you know, donate or whatever it is. And then that's the day you're going to call them. On the day that they're like, okay, I want to give some money away.
It's funny too because as you was talking, I was just thinking that exact thing. It was I think honestly that activation piece. I think now, retroactively thinking, that might be why I feel like I always want to tell people exactly what I want to do. I feel like the more I speak about it, the more I see myself doing it or like feel myself doing it, and also part of me, I don't know if this is true or not, but part of me feels like the more I say it to somebody, they also see me doing it. And so like now that you see me doing it and I see me doing it, now I know that it's going to happen. But like, I literally was just thinking about that. I was like, well, why do I always tell people literally everything that crosses my mind?
And then you made me what you were saying, I bet, and just go back off what you were saying too, Brian. Like with me doing Spanish, right? I did it throughout the years, but I never committed to it. Like I never stuck with it, and so it got to the point where like lately it just okay. I stuck with it longer than what I ever did before. So it was like I got back to it, but I got back to it on like I made the space and I made the time, and it's effortlessly, man. It's nothing that's forced, you know. It's like I like to do it and with ease now. So I think in a way, you know, consistency sort of plays a role in that too.
And kind of like what Teron was saying about saying it to someone, I do think that is a part of activation, because now that Rodney said what he said out loud, now I got 1,000 ideas like for him to get his script written, you know. But in the absence of him saying it, then there might be all kinds of resources sitting right around him, but no one knows. But if he says it, then it's like, oh, here you go.
But that's awesome though, man. I like that though.
Oh yeah.
I bet they're funny too.
Yeah.